How you doing? It's me again, Jerry Tyler. I'm back again, kind of earlier than I said last time, with some more bass fishing tips, part 3. Today I'm going to talk to you about this pre-spawn. Basically what I'm saying, that at this time of the year, in early February and on into March, you got a period for bass fishing called the pre-spawn. Basically what it means that ever since last year, the winter, when the water got cold and all the bass was pretty much positioned themselves in deep water, as water started to warm up in the early February on to March, there's a stage called pre-spawn. Basically means that all the bass that have been in shallow water for the last couple of months, deep water for the last couple of months, they started to come up in the shallow water because the water temperature started to rise and stuff like that. But pretty much as the water started to warm up and the bass started coming shallow, that's pretty much the best time of the year when you should be able to catch your biggest bass, because pretty much all the big female bass, what they're doing is coming up, ready to position themselves in the pre-spawn mode. Pretty much that means that they're positioning themselves, they're starting to get ready to lay eggs and stuff like that. So that pretty much, like I said, it's a good time for you to catch a monster bass this time of year. And like I say, pretty much for all the bass fishing out there, that means that after months of hunting and stuff like that, they now start to go back in the garage and grab their bass rod stuff and ready to head back in the water so they can try to catch a humongous bass, because of the pre-spawn. Pre-spawn is a good time to catch some big bass. I know it's a good time for me because pretty much, after a couple months of not catching no fish, bass fishing this time of month will start to heat back up, which is real good and stuff like that. But also, for the pre-spawn, there's a lot of lures that kind of pays off for the pre-spawn. And I think the best lures used during the pre-spawn probably is a shad color crankbait. Shad color crankbait. You can use crawfish because this time of year too. The crawfish, I think, also start to spawn, and the number of crawfish is kind of abundant pretty much in waters once the spawn starts. So that's one of the main food that most bass eat during the pre-spawn period is shad and crawfish. So you see a lot of people fishing the pre-spawn phase. They store a lot of shad color crankbaits, throw a lot of crawfish color crankbaits too. And the name of the game is whatever the bass feed on is pretty much in bass terminology called master hat. So that's how you that's pretty much how you catch a fish like that. But later on in early March and stuff like that, when the bass pretty much going to bed, you see a lot of people use a technique called sight fishing. Sight fishing pretty much is that while you're in your bass boat fishing, you can actually see the bass in the water. You can see the bass in the water on the bed, and the only way you can see the bass from the bass fishing perspective, you have to have on a pair of Polaroid eyeglasses. You got Polaroid eyeglasses these days that come in many different lens colors, but as long as you have a pair of Polaroid glasses on, you can actually see the bass in the water. And for sight fishing, pretty much, it just like it said, you trying to catch a bass that you can see in the water. So you catch a little to the bass in the water, and pretty much, hopefully, he bite. But during the pre-spawn, once the bass go on the bed, some of the top lures to use in this period for sight fishing is throw a white tube bait or throw a lizard. Or what I do down here in the south where I fish at is when I put my glasses on, I can actually see the bass in the water, and I can see what's going on as far as him on the bed. And what I've seen as far as me watching the bass in bed, that you guaranteed to see a lot of brim trying to come into the bed of the bass and rob him of his eggs. And if you got a pair of glasses on, you can see this actually happen. I've seen it many times. Every year, matter of fact, I see it happen. And by the bass, bass being very aggressive at this time because he's on the bed bed, we get kind of agitated. And believe it or not, that far bass in the bed, you would think that the fish on the bed is a female, but believe it or not, it's actually a male bass guarding the bed more majority of the time. So what I do is I'm watching very closely to see what's going on for the bass in the bed, and like back here where I fish at, I usually see a brim or something. So what I do, very simple, I go get a small shallow running crankbait, and what I do, I cast the crankbait past the bed, and I reel it in real slow, and I let it stop right by the bed where the bass at, and 9 out of 10 times he will hit it. So in bass fishing, when it's pretty much when the bass start going to bed around about late March or April, depending on what kind of area you live at, whether it be Florida or whatever. You know, everybody knows down in Florida, the bass they on the bed already. They was on the bed last month in January, but down in the South in North Carolina, they usually go on the bed around about, I say maybe early April or somewhere in the time frame. And you also remember that a lot of people know that all bass, they don't go on the bed they go on the bed at the same time. Some might go on the bed early April. Some might go on the bed late early May. It all depends. So, you know, that's one of the best techniques of sight fishing. That means you can actually see the bass in the water and you can catch them. Another thing too, for everybody into bass fishing, you know, they got the upcoming Bass Master Classic coming in Birmingham Lake, February 20, 21st. And if you into bass fishing like I am, you know, maybe you can check it out. You know, if you live in Alabama, I know y'all guys probably going there, but me living up in North Carolina, I won't have a chance to go. But, you know, I encourage you, if you ever get a chance, you need to go to a Bass Master Classic and see these guys fish. It's really amazing. And like me being an avid bass fisherman, you know, in order to be a very experienced bass fisherman, it takes years of studying. And once, like I told you in my first video, I started bass fishing in 1999, and back in 1999, over from December 1990 when I started up to the present time, February 6, 2010, I got very good at my bass fishing. But what I've done over all the years from 1999 up to the present time, I've done a lot of reading. I read thousands of Bassmaster magazine and that's read. And also you got to read a lot. You have to wake up a lot of early Saturday morning like I've done for years and watch it on TV. You have to learn. You got to do these things in order to become a very bass fisher. Over a few years, by me reading and watching countless hours of bass fishing shows, that's why I'm that type of bass fishing which I am today. But another thing too, as you can see, I have one of my favorite magazines that I read every month. I subscribe to every month. Is Bass Time magazine, and as you can see, the top cover is pretty much promoting the Bassmaster Classic on Lake Lake, and in a couple of weeks and stuff in Birmingham, Alabama. So, you know, if you know you're into bass like I have, you know, subscribe to Bass. You know, I've been a bass member for 6 months. My organization, ABA Pro-Am Station in Alabama, I'm a member of that. You know, I've been a member of that too. But it pays you a lot to really study your craft, perfect your craft. And the only way you perfect your craft is to really read and watch countless hour fishing shows. And by doing them too, I think you'll turn out to be a very good bass fisherman. I hope you enjoy these tips again. I hope to see you later on. And matter of fact, end of March of 2010, I have my first bass tournament at Lake Gaston, Bassmaster Weekend in North London, Virginia Division. I worry about that. Wish me luck, and I'll holler back at y'all guys. Thanks for listening again, and may God bless you.